otherwise, my experience with hemp fabric, the best stuff I found at the better price was in Nepal.
Mhm.
And here I've gathered a few examples.
Right.
So this is really nice stuff. Quite raw, quite rough.
Uh-huh.
Here the colors of nature, an Orville unit
Okay.
managed to do this indigo color, which is really beautiful. And then with this some string that I found in Nepal, we made into these shower bath scrubbers, back scrubbers.
Okay.
And here's some beautiful rope from Himachal Pradesh.
Okay.
So
Is
these
it
are all
the same
fibers,
one?
and here's a
Ah,
yes, the same rope.
yeah.
And here's a bag made in Nepal, which is very strong. This is just fiber that has been stripped from the stalks.
Okay. All right. Hey, even this looks also like you have made it pretty thin. That is
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is a bit more rough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Okay. So, I had one more question in line with this. So now when it comes to set up a fabric unit for somebody in India, like say you have to do it or I have to do it or if somebody else have to do it. So it's very costly. So you, like previously when we spoke, you also talked about tweaking it, the existing, manufacturing units, like say jute is somehow related to hemp in terms of the fiber properties, or say nettle is related to that. So there are already some facilities who are working in that area. So what is your take on tweaking those manufacturing units?
Yeah, I've never been to an actual, one of these factories which do process it. But I know I think for cotton looms, for example, once the hemp yarn, once the hemp has become yarn, once you can get it to that stage, I know that the looms, to process cotton, I needed just a basic, easy tweak for it to accept hemp yarns, for example. But the process to get hemp into the yarn quality and a thin one, I'm not sure about. I know that it's from videos I've watched on YouTube, like from Eastern Europe, like Romania and so on. It's an especially big setup. Very many different enormous machines and technology. I think we'll see a big movement, a big push to producing a viable processing technology that will allow it to be cost effective also. It also this also comes down to that we need to start making it here in India from scratch, I think, and we can take ideas from elsewhere, much as I've done with this 100-year-old machine that was used 100 years ago. But I think the best is, and then that in turn will obviously provide jobs and opportunities for companies that can all be involved in the whole sector.
Right. So with this, I'll come to this next question. Since you have traveled like into the Himalayas for a while, like in Uttarakhand and Himachal, so you might have also met people and you might have researched yourself what are the best cultivation methods for fiber purposes, basically.
From my travels in India, I haven't actually seen a great deal in fiber, and it's more in Nepal where I think the knowledge is still present today. And so the Nepalese seem to have understood the time to harvest for the optimum fiber is earlier than it would be if you were harvesting for the flower. So I think some weeks earlier. And what I've been told is that the stalks are then left to ret, which is like a process of rotting, which helps separate the bast fiber from the inner woody core. And this is left to ret in a moving mountain stream with the crystal clear waters of the Himalayas, and not in a say water from a well, which could be possibly contaminated or something. So they say this is why they have the best fibers then produce the best quality. It's for these reasons. But I mean, how much that can be scaled up, that kind of system, I don't really know.
All right.
Yeah. Everyone just needs to find a mountain stream.
Now another things that holds back India in terms of hemp fabric, I think, is the investment. Because say if we like right now, India has also big textile sector. Like they're like, for example, Aditya Birla Group is one of the biggest viscose maple fabric manufacturers, and many other textile players are already there. So what can be the way forward for the people who want to get investment for the textile sector into hemp fabric, and how can government come into picture into this? So basically an overall investment scenario, what is your take on that?
There is a large amount of money needed to be invested. I mean, for proper processing facilities and so on. I think really it has to be the big players like the Aditya Birla Group who have to come into this with their existing knowledge of the textile industry. And as I say, I think in many instances there just needs to be particular tweaks done to existing jute factories, for example, or kenaf, or there's many basic hemp other kind of hemp fibers, which have never had the association that cannabis has had with all its things. So I think there just needs to be some tweaking done, really, here and there. But also, the big corporates need to come in and lead, and yeah, that will open up then for the smaller scale activities, the smaller scale enterprises. I think to be able to complement them.
Yeah. That is how it is. Like there in other industries also. Like whenever there is a big player, that player sets up the market standards, and and most of these people, like say for cotton, the thing is like it goes at a price of 20 rupees per meter. That is the fabric price right now, like per square meter. And like if we talk about hemp, it is 500, 600, 700 and stuff like that. So until and unless somebody who really has a vision in a way, like how to solidify the market properly, how to balance it, and also can put money into it, so that person is definitely required. And obviously it can be either Birla or all these people.